What up, baby? Yeah, dude, did you see that buffer, by the way? So cheeky. It's such a cheeky buffer, just like... moving up towards the guy. He throws out one move, instantly respond with level 3. But that's fine, right? I think that's like... not only part of the game, but that's actually something where you're like... you know... if you let it rip and you fuck up, then you fuck up. And it's really obvious when you're buffering a move, right? But being able to just sit there and, like, buffer a level 3 special from a jab? Yeah, it's, I fucking hate Modern Control so much. Because Zangief is such a cool character. When every time I fight, like, a classic Zangief, that's so awesome. They're doing fucking 360s. They have to do, like, 720 supers. Yeah, and, like, a big thing with, like, Zangief as well is, like, there's a reason that, like, Zangief's level, what do you like more about Street Fighter 6? Street Fighter 6 is interesting right now. Tekken 7 has become super stale. Ranked is just dog shit. Like, the rank where I'm at is, like, I only fight, like, people who I'm very much better at, or, like, tournament grinders on their alts. That's, like, the only types of people I play against. So my ranked experience has been miserable in Street Fighter. There are some problems I see in Street Fighter. Like, my biggest problem is, like, the abuse of modern controls. And I'm not talking about modern controls existing, but there are strategies that you can do with modern controls that are abusive, that have actually been nerfed for classic controls, that are now okay with modern controls. And that's kind of frustrating. And I feel if they don't address those issues... in like a year, we're all going to be playing modern controls, because there's no point. If I can consistently confirm, if I can play outside of Footsie's range, right? Outside of our range, right? And just throw out jabs, and I can consistently buffer level 3 super from a jab, right? From a fucking jab. Which is something that you just can't do on classic controls. It's literally impossible, right? And it will always hit confirm into level 3. And it will never be into block because, you know, I'm standing outside of your possible range, right? Okay, I guess I can... let me show you what I mean exactly, because it does matter, right? So... I think for the most part, modern controls are fine. I don't think that's a problem. There's two things. There's like something in Street Fighter called hit confirming, right? Where you land a hit... and then you confirm that it hit, and then you go into the next thing. You know, like in Tekken, you know? It just, in Street Fighter, there's a lot more of it. Like, more moves in Street Fighter can be hit confirmed than Tekken. Like, everything can be hit confirmed, effectively. There's, like, the amount of moves that can be hit confirmed is so large, it's, like, insane, right? It's like everything can be effectively hit confirmed, right? You can hit confirm this into level 3 super if you're good, right? I missed, so... there we go. You know, big damage. Big fun. There's a strategy that was nerfed, like with the first balance patch, and that's the fact that when you are not connecting to an enemy, you won't get the special move that you're doing into, right? So I'm doing Shoryuken, you can see. But it won't come out. Only if I hit, will it come out. And that's because specials, you know, you can't cancel if you don't connect to anything. This is like very important. Now here's the fucking the Capcom Big Brain move. What was a huge problem in Street Fighter 6 very early when the game... Yeah. Basically, right? Exactly. I mean, it's a Street Fighter character, right? Akuma. So, you know. What was a big problem at the start of Street Fighter is that people would sit just outside of effective ranges of enemies, like around here in the corner, and then throw out jabs and like light kicks. And while doing that, they would mash dash, which would... if you do a combo, dash cancels into drive rush, which is like the combo extender, right? But since you're outside of the effective range, it would never cancel into the drive rush, and you would just do this. And if the enemy ever so slightly did like the wrong move, right? And you have the footsies game, right? They're in the corner. You have the ability to move around, right? And if you ever clip the enemy with a jab, you would just go... and then just unload on them, and there was nothing they could do against it, right? You would just go... boom, here's my level 3. Yeah, enjoy, dude. What counterplay did you have? I just get lucky, right? Time better. Get fucked, pretty much, right? So what they did was... so that doesn't happen anymore. If you jab, now you can see you automatically drive rush even though you're not hitting. They actually nerfed that. So you can't buffer the jab anymore into, yeah, so no risk, super high reward, right? And so they did that so that you can't buffer, you know, from this. So if you have light attacks, it doesn't work with medium attacks. You can see medium attacks are still the same, but they're slower, you know, they're higher risk to throw out, right? This can be more easily punished because it's 22 frames, 30 frames, you know. This is super fast. This is 13 frames in and out. Like you're not punishing this, dude. This is a 4-frame startup, man. It's like, and it can cancel into itself. So it's like you're never punishing this, right? And so that was like the thing that they nerfed. Now here's the clue. Modern controls are simplified versions of the controls in a way, right? And I'm gonna show it to you with Marisa because she abuses it the most. Because she has one of the best crouching jabs in the game. Does he still do the thing that I taught him to do? Yeah. So what you can do with modern controls is you can just sit outside of the effective range of an enemy with Marisa's jab, for example, and then just buffer her level 3 super. You know how many inputs level 3 super is on classic controls? That's 7 inputs. It's 2 here. It is literally not humanly possible. It is literally not humanly possible to buffer 7. Dude, I don't know, like maybe, I guess, you know, some like, you know, fusion of like Daigo and Justin Wong and like 3 other, you know, Street Fighter pros like go into a lab and then they create like the Street Fighter demon baby that is able to actually buffer a 7 input super from like a jab, right? But it's realistically not humanly possible. But with modern controls, it is. So, what people have started doing now on modern is this guy will just throw all these punches right now, right? Like around this area, it's like here. I'm not good at this, right? There. Now here's the clue, what people do, right? What they figured out. Oops, a little too far. Oops, a little too early. Too early. My god, please. I'm bad at this, I'm sorry. You have to mind me, I'm not very good at Street Fighter yet. There, boom. I was able to buffer my level 3 super from a jab. And here's the thing, right? This is not important for me. This isn't important for Diamond. This isn't important for Master. This is literally only important at the absolute highest rank. This is important for, like, Evo finals. Because it completely warps the game around modern controls at that point. Also, another great thing is modern controls hit confirm for you. So I can just press auto combos, and that final move, that like big uppercut and that big lower cut, right? Those like big 2 slams. If you get blocked on those, you're like minus like 18 or something. You die is the effective answer. Like the opponent can just like take you to Browntown and there's nothing you can do about it. But if the enemy is blocking, let's say like this. Block all. Weird, why did my thing not come out? Oh, it hit confirms for you. You have to do no work. The game plays itself for you. And that's just kind of messed up. I feel like if you do auto combos and you're just sitting there jamming auto combos, you should do the special as well. Why did they allow that? Because fighting games have become popular. Because fighting games are a big deal now, you know? Evo is bigger and greater, and there's, you know, the fucking Gamers Top 8, you know, fucking, what was first prize? $400,000? You know, that's gonna get a lot of people interested in this genre, right? Capcom wants to attract players, and they want to do that with modern controls. I just feel that there's like two big problems, and by the way, this is a big scare I have for Tekken 8 as well, because they see the popularity and the suits on top want to have like, hey, yo, you know, make it easier to get into the game. And if they introduce something like that as well, I don't think they will, but it's something I'm scared of. It really doesn't matter for me that much. I have my problems with modern controls because I think it's like a less interesting way to play the game, because like anti-airing, right? The famous Shoryuken input, right? It's for hitbox. And depending on how good you are, it's a relatively fast motion, right? It's literally just this. It's down, forward, down, down. That's it, right? It's very, very unspecial. 500k, yeah. I am hyped for Tekken 8, but you know, it's like there's we're gonna have to see, you know. Let's say I'm just tempering my expectations. I'm not being like it's gonna be the greatest game ever. I'm not saying that it's gonna be shit. I'm gonna say I want to see how it turns out, right? I hope they keep Steve Fox in it. I hope they fix a lot of things that were problematic from Tekken 7, like one of the main reasons that like Tekken 7 was played so defensively is because everything would blow you up, right? You fuck up once, it's like half your health bar gone, and like stuff like that. But like, Shoryuken isn't a hard input, right? But here's the clue, right? Let's say an opponent jumps over me, does this motion, right? Jumps over me. Let's just do the... Oops. There we go. There we go. I'm just gonna... Come on, man. There we go. Oh, I fucked up. There we go. There we go. When Ryu jumps over me, your input changes a little. And this is a skill expression in the game. It's called cross-cutting. So, now your Shoryuken input becomes half circle. You see? Because what basically happens is that he starts in front of me, so the forward input counts. It's not easy, mind you. There we go. There we go. Because what happens is it registers that he's in front of me, then he crosses the line to be behind me, and then because I do the half circle motion, it sees the diagonal and the forward again, or the down and the diagonal, and then it gives me Shoryuken. You could also do the alternative, which is you just be fast, I guess, but it's a little inconsistent. You can see it's like not quite as consistent if you're good at cross-cutting. There we go. And when modern controls, it just has one button. You just press where's the... Did I not? I didn't. There we go. Now all of a sudden, I don't even know what it's this one, right? Yeah, it's forward special. It's two buttons, and this autocorrects itself. So if your opponent jumps over you and you push this button, right? Because in the game reads the correct input and autocorrects it to the correct side. Always. Oh, cross-cutting? Not a skill anymore. All you have to do is these two buttons and it will fix itself for you. And it's like, okay. What the fuck? Again, it's not a problem, but it's like a real problem, right? Because it's about reaction speed, right? It just factually takes more time, and you can play around being able, like for example, there's a shimmy that you can do, like a shimmy that I really like, which has served me quite well in general. It's when you do a jump in, you're usually always plus, right? So I'm doing a jump in, boom, I'm +7. And what you can do is you get the jump in, jump, and then this. And if they grab, or do a bigger punch, or do like a low forward, what happens is because, you know, you get a huge punish. But here's the thing. Modern controls have so much more time to react because instead of doing this, all they have to do is this. and it fixes itself for them. So there's like an actual like problem when it comes to like playing with that. And I just think it's like a removal from skill of skill, right? And it's like people are like, yeah, but you know, you want to have like allow more people to play the game, right? And I agree with that, you know. I just think there's a problem with being able to abuse the mechanics of modern controls, and they're being abused, right? That's like the problem. It's not that they exist. I don't care that they exist, dude. Fucking, it gets more people to play the game. It's like I wouldn't have a problem with let's say, for example, Tekken, right? I wouldn't have a problem if you had auto combos in Tekken. You have auto combos in Tekken 7 even, right? That's fine. Auto combos, go ahead, man. Thumbs up. I have a problem with the fact that, let's say you would do an auto combo, and it just always randomly stops before you can punish it. It always stops on a move that's -9 at most. Then that's just where the auto combo stops, you know? So, you know, it's like, okay. So I don't really have to, I just can just do my thing and just I'll be safe most of the time, you know? Sure, I might be minus, but I'll not die. That's kind of frustrating, right? That's where I'm like, kinda sus if you ask me. But hey, that's just my theory, my game theory. And I think apart from that, the game is actually pretty phenomenal. The combat in itself feels absolutely great. I am really enjoying a lot of like the combo system and that stuff. It's just like those little things, right? And Zangief is such a cool character because he has like some of the most difficult inputs in the game by far. He's super complicated, but you can just auto combo. You can just press one button, boom, I get a 720 motion. Cool, I guess.